Fortnite, you can't go back and experience like that Eminem concert that was like a little bit ago, or whatever events they might have. Whereas this, they said like they'll put content in and like the battle passes, but you'll be able to go back and play them anytime, no matter like how late you are. So they said they just want to get rid of this kind of FOMO. Yeah, pretty accessible. Okay, Till. Yes, this thing just went live.
Okay. I don't know why it didn't start it. I went live. It seemed fine. I don't know. I just read all the stuff. About the
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, what they did was they refused to give out review keys at all.
Mm-hmm.
So usually what publishers do when they know the game is not good, they keep them until the game is released, and then they share the review keys. But they for like even IGN, they didn't get one, and IGN had to buy their own games to test this game.
Okay.
That's
So
how
they were like
confident they were.
they were pretty pissed about this, I guess.
They were not pissed about them. They made like some passive aggressive news stories about that. They were
Mm-hmm.
saying like, well, of course we don't expect publishers to give us review keys, and we went out ourselves and bought the game, which is fine. But we cannot give you a review yet, so we'll take our time to review the game. And if there's not a review of a game at launch, it's also a problem because that's also publicity, I guess.
Mm,
Yeah.
so they got punished.
I'm not sure if there are reviews, if there are reviews that are out there yet. I'd be curious.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the first thing you see when you Google it is like this Metacritic score, right? Because it's only, it's not like critics. It's just like whoever's
Mm-hmm.
putting reviews up there. Yeah, so it's kind of getting review bombed. It's got like a 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
on YouTube there's seems to be quite a few videos, and it doesn't look bad.
No, yeah.
I'm not into like this type of game particularly, but
I think like the problem is that the discourse is always like we want like a single player experience, just like the Arkham games and so on, and we don't want these games as a live service. But many of these games as a live service actually perform very well, and people actually play them a lot.
Yeah.
That's why they decided to do it in the first place. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Tony, you're still interested in playing and checking it out?
Yeah. Really, the only reason I didn't pick it up is because I'm leaving, and so it makes no sense because I'm gonna miss like the entire thing. So I'll I'll probably wait for a sale on it too.
Okay.
I still got Baldur's Gate 3.
Like
hours and
everybody
hours
does.
of that. I
That's
know.
very
Yeah.
Yeah, people were talking about that they played it through many times now. Is it even possible, or are they just making a joke about this?
No. My brother like talked about that. Yeah, so he finished on one character. Yeah, and then another one of my friends as well. So basically, they finished it and then like just re-rolled the new character right away, and we're like, oh yeah, I'd like to make some different choices. Yeah, and I have no clue what the story even looks like, but I guess it's like very dynamic, and branching. Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely do think a lot of people like just played through it and then played through it again. Yeah, and I think it's just that good. People are that into it.
Yeah, my brother was like a huge fan of the first one too.
Mm.
I recall, but he's not playing Hell Let Loose. He's like 10,000 hours or something in that game.
Mm.
Oh,
every night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to jump into the mood report?
Yeah, let's do
Off
it.
to off to the Peter board. Yeah. Are you sharing this, Till? Or should I?
Can somebody else please share it?
Yeah. Okay, I can do that. Tu.
Oh, sweet. We actually got someone in the YouTube.
Wow.
Alex Legends.
Hey there.
Hello.
Everybody.
Awesome. Good. Alrighty. Where are we? I wasn't there yesterday. I saw that
Yeah.
you found this feeder bug
Yep.
and were able to fix it, right?
Yeah. So Till tested. I think it's merged now, actually.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yes, and these two are done.
My mirror board is a bit stuck right now.
Yeah, and then we talked about the sound issue with furnaces, right? And this wasn't actually a problem with furnaces. I kind of thought it was just like a general problem, but it ended up being very specific to punch presses and recipe categories.
What was the issue?
It was just that it was looking up like invalid assets basically, and then its array of sound clips was empty. And so basically I fixed it by making sure it's looking at actual sound clips, and then also if something doesn't have sounds of a recipe category, doesn't have any sounds, then it will also check and not try and play them.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and then basically Francisco and I've been kind of going back and forth with this kind of stuff. So yesterday I looked at his changes and implemented some new stuff with the agents. Let me actually pull up the stuff. Yeah, so basically I ended up fixing these chunk tile orders not working. There were some other problems with.
You're looking at a bug menu?
No. Well, yeah. So that's what it is, right? I worked on the interactions, and so there was a problem where basically they were kind of getting rid of their interactions and decrementing like more than they should have. So it ended up going negative, and then as soon as it goes negative, multiple people are then allowed to plan on it all the way up till it's finally full. And so this is why, like, sometimes you'll see that they, I don't know, like take stuff on that somebody else is already doing, in certain cases, right? Because like most things, you can have any number of agents or some number of agents, and some are just one. Like extinguishing, for example, like we limited it to 2 per entity. Yeah. So this should fix like quite a bit of stuff. Yeah, and I tested it with having somebody constructing, which I also bumped the priority of construction and deconstruction up past other things, like mining and chopping trees, basically. Yeah, so basically I had like people crafting, people chopping trees, and gathering that stuff, someone else constructing and is running really smoothly. Yeah, I think that there is still like one problem, and I'm not sure what Francisco looked at today, but there's one problem with, I think them still, if their plan fails while they're carrying something, they put this haul interaction on the items as well as a gather, and then again two agents might plan on that. And so I think maybe if something fails, they just drop it, and instead of like stacking interactions, we should just like get rid of the gather and stick a haul on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was looking into it, like also trying to figure out what's the source of the issue with them like decreasing the interactions too much.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like not really finding anything. We know it's something that can happen with mining or with shopping, but it's also like something I was thinking is it's maybe the thing we have of when they mine too much, and nobody's picking stuff up. They have a special gather, and I think perhaps what's happening is someone else is also gathering, and while that happens, yeah, but not totally sure about that. And yeah, also yesterday we were talking about performance issues with the lights, with shadow maps.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do plan to kind of do a bigger overhaul on that. But something really small that I changed was just having more threads working on the compute shader, which actually helped quite a bit. Yeah, so just a small change to the rendering manager, so it gives more threads for that. Because you could see in the profile like there was a big chunk of what's it called, like graphics. Yeah, wait for present graphics thread. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that just helps a bit with that. But
Okay. So, Tony, when do you think that this agent problem is fixed so that they do not stop working on whatever task they are?
Yeah. Well, so just like I said, yeah, they're again doing better. I think now it's really just like targeting, like targeting and stress testing with like all sorts of stuff. Like I'm kind of wondering if it is like a combination of of um uh mining, chopping, and so basically like I think if we have them mining, chopping, gathering, crafting, constructing, and they're like running totally fine, then we can say like, okay, this is great, and kind of just like fast forward for a while and see what happens. Yeah, I kind of think that that's the stage we're at right now. Is testing, and then letting them do their thing, and then doing more testing and fixing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Branch would be feature sprint 43, I guess.
For this one, no.
No. Which one is
No. See here. We
it?
have this.
Mix fixes. I see.
It is.
mix fix,
Yep.
yeah. Although I still have to push something real quick. Just the show them up thing.
Yeah. And I was gonna put like a build together as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can you merge this mix fixes thing too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, while you're on the plane, and I think we're gonna test the shit out of it, and you come back and have a hopefully not a ton of new bugs in the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can you specify the deadline for this build?
Me? Well, I said to the publisher that we're going to have something at the end of the month, and well, let's see if we have this build, and we are able to play it for an hour without stumbling into major problems, then I would say we have achieved this goal. If not, then it's back to the drawing board, right? Or the I don't know the bug board.
Yeah.
So it's not delivering this today or tomorrow by any means.
No, not by any means.
Okay,
No.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I don't know if we want to talk about it, but yesterday we were kind of briefly talking about this thing with Steam.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, like that they need I don't know, some number of days, I guess, to test a build and verify it and say, okay, this is fine. It's not like a crypto miner or something.
Yeah. Or something which steals keys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we go about this? Can you upload this this build which you have to the Steam backend before you leave?
Yeah. Once we have one, yeah, yeah, I can figure out how to do that. Yeah,
I
and get
remember
it
that
going.
with Dominion, I mean, it was the same process, but I think the initial
Mm-hmm.
one took very long. I think 2 days or something, and then
Mm-hmm.
all subsequent ones, they were like super fast, or
Yeah.
like in a couple of hours or something.
You mean the review process?
The review process,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right, Tony. Was that like? I think I remember. I
Yeah.
recall. it was
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't exactly remember. Yeah. Because it's been so long now. But yeah, I think that it's just figuring out kind of how to do it on their back end, and then yes, the subsequent times. I think they're much faster.
Right. Okay. Good. Should we fire up the build?
Yes.
In the meantime, Leon is talking, taking his turn. I take mixed fixes. Okay. Does make sense.
Yeah, sure.
Feel free to fire up the build, but to be perfectly honest, I got not a lot to talk about. The past few days, I've been intensively playing the game and trying to find bugs and stuff.
Sure.
I kind of spammed the bug channel a little bit.
Which is good.
Turns out that some things that I've came across are connected. For example, like the prospectors or pioneers kind of arguing about who gets to work on the machine or the workbench,
Right.
and nothing happens because they waste the time arguing.
Yeah. That's
There's
what we were talking about, right? So this is probably fixed in mixed fixes.
yeah, I think so. And there's even something I haven't fully figured out yet. When you order a pioneer to deconstruct something, the
Mhm.
building kind of stays in place as a shadow object, quote unquote, which serves no function, but still takes up workplace and you can't place anything else there.
Yeah.
And that kind of happens sometimes with the conveyor belts. I've yet to figure out what the parameters are that causes this. I've tried to place lantern next to it, items on top of it, try to make junctions. Nothing happens. The one time I tried to actually find out what will cause this bug, it never happened.
Yeah. And I kind of mentioned that, right? That there were like two different kind of problems, and one of them fixed. Actually, both of them should more or less be fixed. And so the first one is that for the deconstructing there was like an error, right? And it was like if you had some like empty storage or whatever, right? Like a mining drill that doesn't have items in its storage, then that would try and dump them out and create entities for them, but they like didn't exist. And that's why like certain buildings were persisting because like its path would kind of break. And then with conveyors, it's different than that because conveyors have this like override almost all the time. which is where if you kind of draw out your conveyors and then connect, let's say, a blueprint to it, then we still show like the different rendered one. So it might be a corner, or a junction, but until this other conveyor belt is built, it is just like an override. And so when something has an override and then you deconstruct that, there was a time, basically sometimes these things would still persist, and then you'd get this. It's not a conveyor belt, but it's just like the rendering of the conveyor belt. So like it doesn't exist anywhere else except for rendered. But that should also be fixed.
So, yeah, anytime I try to play the game, I more and more feel like I'm playing an actual game here and not some wacky build. And I really like the direction this is going into.
Yeah.
Yeah, as for visual artsy stuff, I haven't been really working on anything regarding to that the past few days. In case anybody of the audience wants to see how I make these heads, I've prepared a small presentation. Otherwise, I would just move ahead onto the build.
No.
What kind of presentation? What are you talking about?
I've set something up in Magica Voxel, our 3D program,
Mhm.
and to kind of showcase and explain how I make these heads in a few words.
That would be awesome. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right. One quick moment. This doesn't seem to work. There we go. Oh, all right, yeah. So this is actually quite easy. I made these little pixel arts on Photoshop, or you could use any other drawing program. And you can import these pictures into Magica Voxel quite easily, as well as the palette it uses. Just in case you want to do something like that yourself. Then you separate all these faces of the object you want to make, facing in different directions. You can use as many directions as you want, but I feel like for these symmetrical haircuts, 3 is enough. You sort of let them extrude them, let them face into each other, so that an union is being formed. Then you'll chisel the rest away and sort of project all these quote-unquote textures onto this object, and it's done.
That's interesting. Who was this guy who said, "Well, I'm not crafting that sculpture. The sculpture is already inside of that block of stone. I'm just taking away all the pieces which are not necessary."
Michelangelo.
It was Michelangelo. All right, there you go.
Yeah, Michelangelo was. I'm very sure he was insane. Like, he threw away 40 years of work because of one black vein in the marmor.
Oh God, really?
So no worries, I won't throw anything away. And yeah, and
I was
I
wondering,
was
how
wondering,
do you know all this stuff? Really?
Was this
Michelangelo?
in the
Yeah,
Turtles
about that.
movie?
Yeah.
Actually, that's quite the, what's it called? Zufall?
Chance?
Anyways, the only reason that I know this is because I've made an essay about Michelangelo for uni, and
All right.
I've studied him for a few months intensively.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's
Sort of an idol of mine.
that's definitely bonus points for knowing that.
So yeah, I was wondering something I could discuss right now is if we could use this approach of future objects as well. but that might conflict with the objects we already have when it comes to style and presentation. Perhaps I can make a voxel Dawn Apart logo at some point.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I just need to render in pixel art, make a few perspectives, and that's it actually. So
Yeah. I think the biggest problem would then be and I really don't know how much of a problem this would be for you, but it would then be kind of like modeling the insides, like having any of the insides be separate.
Yeah, I was about to say it should have the same destruction physics or material physics applied to it, so we can blow this logo actually up, kind of
Oh,
demonstrate.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
We have. Oh,
I
okay.
guess there would be like stone. The lattice would be stone, and the gear would be I don't know, copper. I guess
Hmm.
that's a
might
great
be
idea.
a bit more difficult because the reason normally we have like these two arrays are metal, these two arrays are flesh. This sorta doesn't happen with this kind of stuff at this moment so far because I import the palette and I would need to sort it, and I don't know if I can actually capture the entire palette of the pixel art into like what are these 16 colors. At some point, if there is nothing on the workflow left, I could try to do that, but I don't want to get your hopes up.
Yeah. I think it just depends on like on what they're meant for, right? Like these ones aren't going to be used with like any of the destruction stuff. So it's totally fine that this
Oops.
like their skin tone, their hair has like very detailed palettes. Yeah, which is like a limitation of the other buildings, of the other objects.
Which is actually an awesome point that speaks against this technique for other objects.
Mm-hmm.
So, many things to be discussed for the future, exciting things, but I think that's all I have to say and show at this point. And I guess we move on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tony,
Thanks.
fun thing is here. I mean, I had this issue that they were like kind of fighting against over who's working on the workbench again, and for some reason it kind of stopped, and now they are, and then Ava is back on working on it.
So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess. So was it a recipe that they can craft?
It is a recipe they can craft, I think, to a certain point. Let me check. It's here. This industrial cutter. No, they shouldn't have enough copper, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So then that's most likely the problem.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all try to plan for it and all fail. Just go to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why I was talking about. Yeah, for that, we need like just like we have for the blueprint, we need like a pre-process for some of these things. Yeah.
Yeah, and for some reason, I mean, I have a drill in the stockpile,
Mm-hmm.
still unused. I placed it wrong so that it's actually it was kind of up in the air, so I placed it again.
Yeah.
But one of the pawns, they were schlepping it already to the building site, and I
Yeah.
removed it just before they could place it. They
Sure.
dropped it instantly. Somebody picked it up, brought it back.
Brought it
So
back to the stockpile, right?
yeah, but
Yeah.
nobody's building it now.
Hmm. Okay.
Stockpile. One in here.
But it's not in the stockpile.
It's not in the stockpile anymore.
Is it in someone's hands still?
Check.
Doesn't seem like it.
No. It's lost.
Okay.
I know. What does have Mia in hand? What is that? Kind of a club or something? What is this? It's a lamp. Interesting. Oh, this lamp here, perhaps. So they didn't build this either here, for some reason. See that? Wasn't built. Maybe it was up in the air. Could be the case.
Mm,
Yeah, I think that was the issue.
okay, so
Okay.
you got the grill over here, right?
Yeah. And then somehow this conveyor belt is not getting built either. All right. Next try with Theodore, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one went. What is he doing? What is Liam doing?
I don't know. Yeah, but also you've already got some.
He has a stockpile in his hand, which I just put down here.
He got stuck in there. Yeah. I don't know what he's up to.
Liam
He's
is
definitely trying to move somewhere. Yeah, if you click on him, what's he up to?
Bunch of stuff.
he's just crafting away.
Nah, I shouldn't. Well, I can.
Interesting.
Okay, what
That-
if I...
that-
Okay, Camilla took the what
Yeah,
is going?
Camilla put an end to this
They
nonsense.
keep.
Yeah.
Everybody,
keep
everybody.
Yeah,
dropping.
I think.
Is the stockpile full? Shouldn't
It
be.
could be.
That could be the case. Ah, there we go. Boom. Okay. So, back to crafting. Industrial cutter. Because we're missing some copper here. No, Liam, what's going on? It's not putting stuff in.
Yeah, it's very strange because yeah, I see that they're like going most of the way and then just not.
Hmm. But what happened with the grass?
No, it's not on this branch. I don't think.
It's not on this
yeah.
branch. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I know what Liam is doing.
I mean, it seems like they're getting interrupted, but they don't really do anything after, which is weird.
It's
Mhm.
Liam who should be crafting. Well, it would be cool if we maybe even can hover over it. I mean, is this thing telling me what it is? I mean, the text is
I think it's the something behind the cursor, like on the world there.
No, I mean this one here. I mean, in that box, is it
Mhm.
telling me what he's doing?
No. Oh, in the
There-
box itself, yes.
Yeah, it has like the actions, right? And they're meant to be
I think so.
icons.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice if we might have a. I don't know. I mean, what about this event thing so that we can easily debug it?
Yeah, also in
Yeah, the log.
yeah, in the editor there's this like debug manager where you can see, and that's what I use in the editor. And it basically just prints out like their interactions, their memory.
Mm,
Yeah, more or less what they're up to.
yeah, and we have like 2 fatal errors here. Out of rage errors.
Yeah. Did you destroy anything? Did you do damage to something?
Mm-mm. Sorry. Yeah. I should not have, no. Good. Okay. Well, I guess you play this this version here and try to do the same thing as I did. So my main goal was to make another cutter,
Mhm.
cut, and then you will see how far you can get with that. Okay. Time to explode everything. Oh, there are some exceptions here going off. Entity journaling. Oops. Lucas, running torch. Alrighty.
Yeah. Yes, I think. Yeah, probably the plan for today is just like targeted. Yeah, looking at agents.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We have a question. Speaking
Mhm.
speaking about agents. Christoyich is asking, how hard is it for NPCs to navigate a voxel-based environment? Are there any challenges for them to walk or move on a voxel in a voxel world?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how in depth of an answer you want, but yeah. So we have like a custom Pathfinder that we wrote, which is like this hierarchical path. Because like let's say you have a like a 2D game, right? It's like um you basically would make like your kind of mesh and you move around or in like a standard 3D game, right? You'd have also your nav mesh that you can kind of move around, you can make changes to it. Um like at the scale that things potentially change in the voxel world. Yeah, it's not super feasible. And yeah, so basically we do this um this hierarchical pathfinding where we make nodes. They're actually at a size of like 5 by 5 by 5 voxels in our world. And so then we have things, like floors add nodes to be walkable, or stairs. Then walls will like block certain nodes. And it all kind of is like dynamically updated at runtime. So like if you terraform the ground like super high up, or I guess like make a little hole, then those nodes are now like not walkable and they'll kind of go around them. And yeah, we spent a long time with this, and it's still making improvements. But it's yeah, so it's actually like a fairly difficult problem. There's a really good talk uh that I don't know where you asked this question, but you might even know it. It's from GDC.
Yeah, you can post a link into the chat.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, and it's very, very cool. And that's kind of what we based our system on. Too. Yeah, where should I post this link?
In this
Discord chat.
Witchcraft chat.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. So it's yeah, it can be a pretty tough problem. And like we're still making improvements to things like we still need to do doors. Have these kind of have more permissions, I guess, for like enemies that can use nodes differently than than just normal NPCs. Yeah.
Cool.
Just trying to showcase something here. There you go.
Thought you unlocked your artistic side.
Autistic or artistic?
Artistic.
Artistic. The artistic one is always out. And the beauties. Oh, did we want to get rid of the small concrete stairs here, the first one? Because they were like not helpful for now.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I think the last thing was we said get rid of them if they don't work, and but they do work.
They do
But we can
work,
still get
but
rid of them.
Yeah, they now should
Yeah.
be fine.
they're not aligning correctly, right? That's what I want to say.
Oh, the
Okay,
singles.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
singles.
Mhm.
So pathfinding. So love to showcase this. Another thing which while we're talking about pathfinding, what I noticed is so long haul pathfinding has still some issues. Do you concur, Tony?
Well, I think as of right now, it's that there's a limit.
There's a limit.
To
Yeah.
the number of nodes, right?
Yeah. So for example, if I wanna go over here, that's like the limit here. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I do think that now that we have like a lot of this stuff fixed, we can kind of let that limit kind of out as we
Okay.
as we
Yeah.
use like the higher level parents.
Right. This could be fun here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Over here. And let's go. With these 2, 3. Same thing. Yeah. So yeah. In did you talk about the specialties of doors and staircases?
No. No. Yeah, but so staircases, yes, we actually I've kind of talked about this, and the problem with the stairs is is like if you imagine like a floor, right? We take the voxels, and it's like anytime an object is placed, we have to like map the voxels back into this grid that I was talking about. And so the problem, let's say for stairs, is that you kind of get these like linked nodes around the edges. And so it's like if you have agents that go up the stairs, they can kind of cut where they've made these connections, and it doesn't really make sense. So stairs and doors, I think, are going to be kind of special cases where they're essentially like a linker, like a kind of like a nav mesh link or something, where they'll go to the stairs, and you'll have like a link at the bottom, and then a link at the middle part, and then a link at the the second floor up, and basically they will get on there and do like an action, basically like have a special kind of pathing, where it's I don't want to say on rails, but essentially they get on, they walk up the stairs, or they come to a door, they open the door, it, and it's just like a little different than normal pathing.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, that's really it. Yeah.
Okay. Gravity. There's this one guy floating up in the air here. Joseph. He's flying, kind of.
It might be because there's a node close enough.
Ah, that could be.
I think that's the way it works currently. Just use the nearest node. I'm not sure, but
Oh, I mean, Custo JC. Well, the puzzle finding looks pretty solid. You have no idea how much time this takes to make it actually look solid. But that was actually pretty impressive. I was impressed myself when they were finding the way through the maze and then also up the stairs, etc. and so on. Wasn't looking like this like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it was still very close, but yeah, the problem is that like there's so many edge cases and like if you see the view with how many nodes there are that are made with all these connections, and then they like go into their parents and so the problem was actually that there were some like there were some parents that were still connected even though they're like not a part of the actual graph anymore. And finding this out is like it's such a headache because like you might be debugging, you're like running through the script and your array of nodes is 50,000 or something and all you see are these IDs and yeah yeah it's like it's such a nightmare to find this. um but it's been getting better and better. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially during this like kind of yeah, we're on this like fixes like warpath. Uh just like taking existing systems
A warpath.
and
I like that idea.
yeah, yeah,
An HPA warpath.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, basically taking what's in the game and like making sure that it's like getting to a solid point before like continuing to add new stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I see Goo. Hi, Goo. Good to see you again. Good. Any more questions? One question I think was how's the combat going, or is there combat? So there will be combat inside of the game, in the game, but at the moment it is non-existent, basically. So what we have is some physics and damage system, which I just showed, so you can kind of take the face off from people, and if you take too many parts of their face or body, then they will die, and this will be a vital part of how combat actually works. Um, but well, I can show how combat is actually um,
Oh.
And there
There we
is.
go.
yeah, it's just crashed. Sorry.
Tactical retreat.
Yeah, camera went off and then okay. Where is it? Here. Peter board. Yeah, Peter board is, by the way, our mirror board. Um, it's based on a Family Guy joke. Combat. Basically this here. So what we always say, it will look like a little bit, or it will feel like a little bit of a turn-based uh, combat. Well, turn-based in real time, basically. So what you have is going to be so uh, the pawns will take time to aim at something while they're shooting. The whole system is based on rock paper scissors mechanics. So, for example, if you have somebody who can shoot far, they're really vulnerable to melee attacks. If somebody is really good at melee attacks, I mean, of course, they are vulnerable against far distance attacks, etc., and so on. If they are strong, um, maybe they're slow, if they're weak, maybe they're fast, and so on. You get the picture. But how, for example, shooting is going to work, which is like the interesting part, is that so they will have to take time depending on how good they are at shooting, in aiming, and when they shoot, they have, or when they aim, they have like these little dots above their head, which are kind of uh, showing you how long they will take to aim, and when they're done, when this is like a full circle, they will shoot. Also, this thing is kind of showing you in which direction they're aiming, so that you get the picture of like of the battlefield where everybody's aiming towards. And when this thing hits the full circle, they will shoot, and then also like you will see lines of interactions, where the shot went. If it's going to be a hit, you will get a visual notice. They will scream. It's going to be pretty gory. Also, I mean, at this time I showed you how I took away some parts of the face and the body of a pawn. I mean, this is not going to happen without a lot of blood, and they will bleed a lot. And uh, yeah, so basically, what you will have is something in real time, but you will have the capacity as a player to to understand what is going on. You will have the time to make decisions to take them out. It's not going to be like in Command and Conquer, for example, where you um, have a bunch of people, and your calculation is like, I have 10 people, they have 5, so I will win, right? But you can go in and be pretty strategically, yeah, with how you place them. Also, like if they have like cover, etc., that should all play a role in how the outcome of a battle is going to be. If your enemies all are in the open and you are bunkered away, of course you will win. Yeah. All right. Any more questions?
Uh, I think for now, no. Um, that's it.
Different starts, like you start with less people and more resources. Yeah, we have so many ideas. At the moment, we try to just balance the game, and as soon as we have that, then we can think of making different difficulties in the game. Yeah. Good. Till, I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Shall we wrap it up? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. See you next Wednesday. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Have a good
see
one.
each other next Wednesday.
Was nice to have you all here in the stream.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well,
Right.
thanks.
Also, one
Uh-huh.
thing. I stumbled upon this one YouTube video by some GitHub guys, which has like where is it? The product marketing meeting of GitLab. You know this one?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's
check this out.
very
Read
niche.
the comments. Read the comments of this one. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So these guys, GitLab Unfiltered, they have like this glass factory kind of approach, and you should just read the comments on this.
Okay.
Yeah, this meeting has been more and more a use to me than any other meeting at work that could have been an email. Yeah. So for example, like people play this in the background, so that while they're at home office, their partner thinks they actually are in a meeting, and the problem with this meeting is that at the end everybody says something, okay, well, let's wrap this up, thank you everybody, goodbye and have a nice Tuesday, and people go like, today's not Tuesday. And that's where it mostly has a problem, but then again, I mean, it's hilarious How many views do they have? 278,000. Nobody's
Mhm.
interested in GitLab at this point. They're all having playlists in the background for faking working. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
so funny.
Yeah.
It just
Oh,
keeps
no.
going.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'm gonna put this on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some comment is going like, yeah, my wife was like, what are they talking about? They always talk about the same thing because he's doing this every week with her, just to have like a half an hour by himself or something.
That's
Yeah.
genius.
They always talk about the same thing. Okay, guys. So
Alright.
then
See
I'll
you.
head back to bed, and you're testing the game. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Get well soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I feel better.
All right. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.